Good morning. Good morning. Hello. How are you? I hope you are having a great week. We are already Easter week. Easter weekend is here. Can you believe it? I hope everything is going well in your first quarter and you're looking into your second quarter, really planning, really being mindful. And if you need help with it, it's okay. I need help with it too, right? And so today we are going to be talking about communication. And this communication not only works within your relationships and with yourself, but it also works within your business. So when you're thinking about the things you need to take care of within your business, think about these steps as well. Communication, it's essential. That's who we are, right? We are speaking, whether it's with our voice, whether it's with our body language, or whether if it's we're just shutting off and not saying anything at all, ever. How are you guys doing with your communication? What's showing up for you? What are some areas you feel like you might be blocked? And so today we're going to take a look at some different areas that you can practice with that will help you to feel better. And why not? You deserve it. There's no reason why life needs to be a struggle. Communication needs to be a struggle. Relationships need to be having a breakdown, having trouble with clients, having trouble with partnerships. That doesn't need to happen. It's important that you allow yourself to take a look at how you're choosing what you're choosing, where you might be blocking what you're blocking, and notice that it's coming from a place of there's beliefs and there's certain ideas that you have had that you've grown up with, and they're at a subconscious level. Some of them you are aware of, but most of them you're just aware of the results that you're getting, and you're not liking them, right? You're like, ugh, I know what the problem is, but I just don't know how to fix that problem. And the issue is you're really seeing that you're just seeing all the problems, right? You're just seeing that everything has to be fixed. Instead of being able to come from a place of, this is what I want to create. And when I'm coming from this place of, this is what I want to create, everything's possible. It's a clean slate. It's a blank canvas. You're not coming from, these are all the problems that are on the canvas. You're coming from, blank canvas, what can I create? And so oftentimes, if we don't know how to get to that place, if we don't know how to clean it up, right? If we don't know how to kind of clean up the beliefs and clean up that perspective, can't see that blank canvas, and we're just left feeling stuck. And I don't want to leave you there. You don't have to stay stuck there, and you don't deserve to stay stuck there. No way, right? You're here to live life and enjoy life. You're here to have fun. You're here to have your business feel great. Hey there, Melissa, big hearts. You're here to have yourself feel great, have your life feel great, have your relationship with anyone, with your spouse, with your partner, with your friends, with your children, feel great. Being able to bring that into your business, because if you're an entrepreneur, you are your business. You're communicating everything all the time. And so it's essential that you're allowing yourself to create that change, because you deserve it so much. So now if you look at the post that was put up by my virtual assistant, Maria, shout out to Maria, you'll be able to see that we created an infographic together. You'll be able to see the different points that we're going to be talking about. Now, we have them in a circle on purpose, and they're not in, like, you'll see two circles, and it's just so you can kind of see them broken out, so it's not all crammed into one. But you can go in any particular order. So if you find that you need to step into one area, that's fine. So it's not like, oh, well, it has to be like this. But if you allow yourself to go through the process of understanding how to set boundaries, you'll see that there's pretty much a flow to the conversation, even if you need to jump around on some of these topics. Now, if you have any questions, I see some questions coming through. If you have any questions, you can text me. You see my information here. You can message me. You can, in the comments, they're great. They just might be slow. So if you want to text me instead, you can text me. It'll come in a lot faster. And I want to make sure that you're able to do that. So there's no delay there if you have questions. All right, cool beans. So please do like this and share this with others, so that way they can see, okay, this is what's possible. I want to get in here. I want to learn this information. So that way they're able to practice this with their family, with their friends, within their business, right? They deserve it as much as we deserve it. So let's get this information to them and let's get this out there. All right. Now, I have also just shared this over to my pages, so it will be getting out there. Now, before I get started, I want to give you some good news. Drum roll. I started a group. It's a paid group. It's called Revive Your Relationship, Starting with Yourself. And so you can come into the group as a couple, or you can come into the group as an individual. And if you're an individual, it's a 6-session program. And if you decide you want to pay, it's for 3 months. If you decide you want to pay upfront, then it basically breaks down to $99 a month as an individual, or $159 as a couple. If you decide that you want to pay monthly, then it's $125 as an individual, $175 as a couple. And you're going to find how to take these various tools and practice into your relationship, how to make it feel better, how to make it sound better, how to help yourself to land over there with the other person. So sometimes you might have one person in the relationship, or both, say, well, it's their responsibility to get it. I just need to say what I need, and I have to say what I feel, and I have to share and be honest and open. Well, all of that's perfect, but if we're not getting it across to the other side, or they have a filter that they're hearing through, that they're not really hearing what you're saying, then we're not able to create the relationship that we want. So the relationship is two-sided. So we have to make sure that both sides of the relationship are heard, both sides of the relationship are understood, because just because you're hearing and listening doesn't mean you're understanding. I say that to my husband all the time when I'm asking questions, and he might say, "You're not listening." Ooh, that lights a fire. I have to say, please don't say that. I'm doing my best to listen. I may not be comprehending, or I may not have even heard what you said properly, but I am listening. And so please don't say I'm not doing something. I am, because that gets me. So it's important that we're able to get what's going on over there, right? And so in that program, these 6 sessions, you're able to see, how am I coming across to them? How am I receiving them? What's my filter? How am I comprehending what they're saying? What skills do I have that I need to improve on? What skills do I have that they're actually not a healthy skill? Let me kind of clean that up. What skills do I need? And so in this program, you're actually going to be practicing how to be using emotional awareness, creating that into this emotional intelligence practice. You're going to be understanding how to work with your negative thinking and help it to support you versus bring you down, how to help your partner hear you, and vice versa. And you're going to be finding so many other things that are going to happen in the program. And those are just 6 sessions. So a lot of times people say this stuff takes a lifetime. What if it doesn't have to take you a lifetime? What if it takes you just some time, and some time much quicker than you ever thought possible? What if you're already feeling better in your relationship after we meet the first time? And you will, because you're going to have brand new tools that you've never practiced before. So I wanted to share that with you. It's called Revive Your Relationship, Starting with Yourself First. And so if you're interested in that, let me know. You can message me, text message me, interested, revive your relationship. This is for me, or anything that you'd like to send. You can also message me. I want to make sure that you're getting the support that you need. And as a group, it also makes it a more affordable price and rate. So you can also bring your friends and bring your family. So that way everybody is getting this experience together, and you have this wraparound experience, right? So it's not just you, it's everybody in your family, everybody in your situation, even your friends. So you're all speaking the same language. You all have the same tools and the same support, and you're able then to bring it out to your friends and your family in that way. My goal, and I know most of my clients' goal too, is we want to make sure to get this information out there to help people, so they don't feel stuck, so they don't feel blocked, so they don't see their dreams just out of reach for years and years and years and years, and maybe the rest of their life. We're not doing that anymore, guys, right? All right, high five, team. Woo-hoo! All right, cool beans. So now go ahead, take a look at the infographic. The idea is you want to be able to see how it is you can implement this, not just learn it, right? So as you're taking a look there, you're going to be able to see what I was talking about, how it goes in different circles. And so The first thing is to allow yourself to take a look at the situation. And as you're looking through these 12 options, being able to see, okay, so what's coming up? What could help me in this situation? So I'm going to kind of walk through an example and you can see how it works. So let's say you're having a conversation with your partner or with a business partner or your kids, and they're saying something and you can see you don't think they're correct, right? So the very first thing, number one, learn to be an engaged listener, right? And so it's important to notice, is asking questions pissing the other person off? If so, then we got to put a pause on it, right? And then we might have to jump to, let's see, where is it? Number 6, ask clarifying questions. So if you see that asking questions is a problem, then we need to take a look and go, what's going on for you when I ask questions? What does that mean? Right? So we have to check in first and see, how is the person interpreting? So before these things happen, you might have to set some boundaries with the other person. Like, hey, I want to have this conversation with you, but I'm going to have to ask some questions to understand more, right? So in boundaries, and I've shared this with you before, so if you need to go back to learning about boundaries, or if you want to ask me additional information, I can get it to you. You start with a positive statement, like, hey, I really want to talk to you about this. And then number 2 is when you say or do blank. So when I ask you questions, you seem to get upset. I feel or think blank. I'm thinking it's going to be a good idea for you to let me know what's going on for you, so you're not getting upset when I ask you questions. I need, number 4, I need to know what has you getting upset when I ask you. What do you believe about me, or what do you believe about yourself? And then number 5 is you hear their response. You ask them, what do you think? So they give you that response back. And when that happens, they're then able to go, well, when you're asking me questions, it means you're not listening. Number 1. Okay, what if I was listening? What else might it mean? Well, I don't like when people don't hear me. I don't like when people ignore me, right? So it's important now that that other person goes, oh, I see that I'm making that up about you, right? If they don't see that, then we could say, still using the boundary statement, positive statement, oh, I see what you're saying. Number 2, when you say or do blank. So when you say that I'm not listening to you, when you say you think that you're being ignored or disrespected, I feel or think blank. Oh, I feel sad about that. I do feel that's a little unfair. I do feel a little inadequate. I'm not sure how to reply, right? You can kind of go through what you're feeling. Now, you may not need to express all of what you're feeling, but it helps you to see what's coming up for you as well. But it helps them to understand why you might react if they're going, hey, you're not listening to me, when you are. Or you're asking me questions. That means, and then whatever they think. Number 4, I need you to know when I'm asking you questions, it actually means I really do care about you. It actually means I really want to understand more. It actually means that I really do respect your opinion. So now the both of you understand what's going on for the other. And then number 5, so what do you think? What do you hear me saying? What does that mean for you now that you have this new information? Now, you might go, who talks like that? Well, at first, nobody might talk like that. It takes practice to be able to talk like that. And I'm breaking it down into a lot of detail. Usually we get fast and quick at it, so we use our own words and our own way of doing it. But I'm breaking it down for you now so you can see, oh, I could see how that could work, because both people are getting really clear with what's going on in their thoughts and why they're reacting that way. And they can understand, oh, shoot, I was making that up and it wasn't really true about that other person. That's just me because I wasn't listened to when I was younger. I wasn't listened to by my last relationship. I wasn't listened to by my parents, or however it was created. And so then the two of you become very clear about the situation. You become very clear about why you're responding the way you are. And then it changes everything. So then you can go right back to the effective communicating. And so, like I said, you'll see in here about how it's important as we're going through these steps to keep coming back if we need to. So number one, you're learning how to be that engaged listener. And I just shared with you how you could do that. Number two, you're learning how to effectively express yourself through that process. Number three, now here's this one's a little catchy, right? And I say it's a little catchy because body language may say a truth that the person is not willing to see yet. So, you know, when I say catchy, it might be a little sticky, or it might be like, hey, you're not being honest, but they might not know how to do it differently. But you might say to them, hey, I could see that you're upset. And their face is like upset. And they're like, I'm not upset. How many times have you gotten that one? Or it's just like, I'm not upset. Right? Or some people can, and I don't want to say fake it, but some people can, they're basically shutting off from their emotion for the moment. Some people can shut off just normal. Oh no, I'm fine. There's no problem. But you can feel it. You know something's different. They're now being different. It's because you're able to read their body language. You're able to actually read even past that. You're able to read their energy language. And so it's important to be able to trust your intuition and know, okay, there is something going on for this person. And you could even say that out loud. So like, you know what, I really can see that there's something going on for you. But I guess maybe you need a little bit of time first. And so you can offer for them what you think is needed. Now, somebody who doesn't know how to express themselves, that's not your problem, but you can work with it. So you don't have to make it your problem. Like, oh, now I have to feel bad. Now I have to feel guilty. Now I have to fix this situation. I get that something's going on for you, and I feel bad that you're struggling. And I'm here when you're ready. Right? I'm here when you're ready to talk. And it may just be that you saying that helps them become ready. So you're giving that space. So you're actually reading the language and being able to say, well, you might not think you're upset, but your body language is definitely showing you're upset. It's tighter, it's more aggressive, you've got wrinkles in your face. Or if somebody's like, you know, like this, like, well, a minute ago you seemed more connected to me and now you seem different. And they might be like, well, I don't think I'm different. Okay, well, if you want to talk, I'm here. Right? And then it's a topic to come back to. Now we'll talk about also if you need help in that, that's another step. So the other thing is to be able to understand your emotions. So if you're going through something because they're not talking to you, then it's important to understand what you're going through. I'm feeling inadequate. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling anxious, right? You know, I'm feeling tired of this situation. This is not getting fixed. So you might be feeling those things. And as you allow yourself to notice if you're feeling those things, then you could express them to the other person. Like, well, you might say that everything's okay, but I have a different feeling. So if you don't mind, can we talk about this later? And so you're sharing what you need. That way, that gives you time to work through what you're feeling and what you're thinking. And then you can kind of go through that process and see, oh, okay, this is what I need. Okay. And so then taking a look, and again, like I said, you can keep going through these different steps, and there's like no routine of it per se. But we're stepping into the next one of using supportive language. Now, what I mean by supportive language is not tiptoeing around the person, right? But you might need to be a little more cautious. If you're a person who's more abrasive, there are other people who can receive you just fine, but there are many other people who won't, right? So it's important to notice that your way of speaking isn't always the best way to reach a person. Now, there's times when you might be being too nice and not being direct enough. There might be some times when you're not being clear enough. So supportive language is whatever this conversation needs. And so you take a look at how is it being received over there, and that gives you the feedback on what you need. So if the person is like, what? That didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. No, you're making that up. I don't get, being able to allow yourself to stop and ask number 6, ask those clarifying questions instead of, wait a second, yes, I did. Yes, that did. No, that's not, right? Becoming argumentative, asking, well, what do you mean? Because I think I'm being clear. What don't you think happened? Okay, so do you get that you don't see it that way, but I see it that way? So that is true for me. So it helps you both see, you both have opinions, you both have different perspectives, you both have different filters. If I come into a room and I throw down a book, somebody who's used to aggression in their home will be like, why is this person being so aggressive? Now, if I'm somebody who's been raised around a lot of kids and everybody's like, oh, and always loud and always doing stuff, you might be like, whoa, you okay? You seem a little energized. Two totally different things, same exact scenario. Somebody else, older, used to quiet. Why are you being disrespectful? Right? So there's so many different ways that people could see things. Another person could see it like, let's say it's a little kid who sees that. They're like, oh, this person's got a lot of energy. I can go play with them. Totally different perspectives. So it allows you to be able to see, if you're asking these clarifying questions, you get, hey, what's going on with you? What happened? You okay? Yeah. I got to go pee. And then everybody's story's out the window. So it allows you to get clear on what's going on with the other person. So share how any of these things are hitting home for you. Share how you could see that any of these things could work. And also share this post, share this live, so people can practice and get the support that they need, right? And you deserve that too. All right, cool beans. So continuing on, we've already mentioned this a couple different times, but people don't always know how to do it. And that's why I share it with you in the boundaries format. We'll often say what a person's doing. We'll often say what we like or don't like about it. We may not say a positive statement to get started. And that's where we end. So it might sound like, well, whatever. You never listen to me. The end. There's no way a person understands what's going on if you don't give some feedback. And this is something I hear with couples all the time. I don't feel heard. All the time. And you know how sad that is in a relationship with someone that you love, with someone that you support, with someone that you want to be in relationship with, and you don't even feel like they hear you, and they don't even feel like you hear them. They do not feel valued in this essential relationship. I hear it with children and parents all the time. I mean, talking about it, I'm just getting chills. The biggest thing that's needed in any human being is to feel heard and respected. And to yet know that's not happening in our homes. So let's get this stuff down, guys, because it can be. You can bring it into your home. You can bring it into yourself. You can create it with the other person. I'm giving you tools on how. Now, the biggest thing to know is that this is not something you just get. Like reading these things, it's not just gonna, oh, okay, now I know. You need to practice it personally. And that's why I've set up the group. That's why I do individual or couples or family individual sessions, right? So you could do it individually as your own family. You could do it with just your own group that you pick, or we can do it with the Revive Your Relationship group, where you're coming in and meeting with other people and listening and learning. So in either way, you do not have to figure this out on your own. And quite possibly, it's going to be very hard to try to figure it out on your own because you've got this other stuff going on that you're not seeing. But if you let somebody who has been practicing this see how you're functioning, see how you're thinking, see how you're responding, and being able to come back at it in a kind way and say, hey, do you get that you're saying it like this and receiving it like this, but they're saying this and they're saying that? And then you can go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that's what I was doing. Or they can't respond that way. And I've had that happen over and over and over again. So it gives you that space to be able to grow and clean up any mistakes without judgment, without criticism, without pain, without hurt. And you just clean that stuff up, right? Imagine you're cleaning up a room so you can bring in some new stuff. That's what you're doing. You're clearing out that mind trash. And so just let me be that mind trash lady and help you get that out of there, right? You don't know how to remove that stain, but I do. You don't know how to remove that mess, but I do. And it doesn't need judgment. It doesn't need to be, oh, this is stinky. Ew. No, it's just whatever. It's just there. Just needs some attention. So let yourself go through these processes. And again, if you feel like you need that support, it's important. So for example, you'll see that number 11, I'll talk about getting the support that you need. But in every one of these steps, get the support that you need, right? If you're talking with your child, or you're talking with your spouse, or you're talking with a business partner, you're talking with a client, and you're like, oh, that didn't go well, and that keeps not going well, or I think it's going to go terrible, or this is how I'm feeling about them, or I'm afraid, or you got all this stuff and you're going to put it out there, you're going to create what you don't want. And that really stinks, because what your true intention is something beautiful. So let's get you clear so you're coming from your true intention the whole time, okay? So number 7, you're asking for what you need and you're doing it in a clear way. So what I need is, now, you also have to be careful. You might be going in the direction of manipulation. I need you to do this or else. I need you to do this, right? You're being controlling, you're being bossy, you're being a particular way. And you don't even have to do that as a parent, right? There's ways that we can go, okay, so when you do this, this is going to happen. And because we want to avoid that, I need you to do this. Or this isn't even for me, this is for you. So we need you to do that so you get the result you're looking for. So there's still ways to be able to ask for what you need and not having to sound controlling, not having to be afraid, and having the other person be able to receive it. It may not be able to happen alone, because if the two of you have so much pain and so much resentment and so much stuff going on, you may have to have support to be able to kind of break it down and create a new, kind of like a new game, right? When you start a new game, you need some new ground rules, and everybody needs to know what their play, who they are as a player and how they're going to play. And so I would come in as the coach and say, okay, here's the game, here's the ground rules, here's what you are as that player, here's what you are as that player. Okay, this is how you're going to play this game. Okay, now go ahead and play. Let's see how it works. Okay, looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. Okay, cool. All right, we played that round. This is what worked. This is what didn't work. What'd you think about that? How'd you feel about that? What do you see that worked? What are you going to do again? What are you going to do different? And that's how it works. Now, there may be some stuff that has to be broken down in the process, in details and reactions and understanding emotions. And so there's other stuff that has to go on, yes. But it's easy enough to do when you know how, when you have the support, when you have the person who knows how to break down the ground rules to each person, and they're not mad at me, they're neutral with me, so they can hear me differently than they can hear each other, because they're not neutral with each other yet. And I say yet because they will be as they learn and practice. This brings people so much hope. This brings people so much change in their relationship, in their mind, in their heart, in everything that they're getting. It's just beautiful stuff, guys. Okay, so another piece of creating effective communication is then after the fact, sharing what you heard. So I heard you say this, is that correct? And the other person is being able to go, no, I didn't say that at all. But hopefully they're able to go, no, that's not what I meant. You hear how one way can create a fight and the other way can create more growth. So when you're sharing what you heard, you get real clear. We do not talk like this, by the way. And you might be going, well, this is absurd. Nobody's going to do this. When you start to add in these steps, you will talk like this. And you won't be all like corny or cheesy or snotty or whatever. You'll just be like, okay, so I think you said this. And so that's why I'm kind of reacting like I'm mad. Oh, okay. Well, I get why you're reacting mad now, because I understand what you thought I said. So let me think of another way to say it. Do you see how that will clear up everything? Everything. And again, it takes practice, it takes time. So I'm not trying to say that this is just going to happen, but practicing these steps, we practice these steps in sessions over and over and over again, guys. So this stuff works. I'm not making it up, right? Okay. So as you're sharing what you heard, the other person hears the idea of what you need to know instead. And so you could say, okay, so what's your idea in, like, how could I hear you differently? They might have an idea. You might then say, well, I have an idea on how I could hear you differently or how I can respond differently. Share your ideas with each other on how you can create things differently. And it gives this new space of creation versus just looking at the problem and being upset and being reactive, right? And then, like I shared with you before, making sure you're getting help throughout the process is important. A number one thing that will help you, though, even on your own, is number 10, stay clear on your intention. So for example, good morning, Tony. Good to see you. Good morning, Maria. Big hearts, guys. Do, 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 do. So when you're being clear on your intention, it sounds something like this. When I go into this conversation, I want to make sure I create communication. I want to make sure I create connection. I want to make sure I create understanding. I want to make sure I'm creating love. Now, when I'm working with a couple, whether they're married or not, a really good intention to keep in mind, this person has given you their life. Now, maybe if you're not married, you can't say, well, they've promised me their whole life, but they've given you their life today. They're giving you their life tomorrow. And as far as the both of you are concerned, they're giving you their life for the next number of days. It could be months, it could be years. They are giving you their life. They are giving you their youth. They are giving you their care. They are giving you, now, this is not talking about people who are just together and they're not kind to you. Confirmation. That's not that at all. Just because somebody's living with you does not mean that they're giving their life to you or kind to you. So be careful not to confuse the two. I'm talking about somebody who is giving you their life, who is caring for you, and you're caring for them. And you can actually look at this relationship and go, this person has my best interest at heart, and I am clear about that. Don't lie to yourself if it's not true. If somebody is not treating you well, don't say that to yourself, just to be clear. If somebody is treating you that way, blessings to you too, Tony. Allow yourself to realize, if this person has my best interest at heart and I am attacking them because I feel like they're attacking me, wait a second here. I'm giving them my life. They're giving me their life. We never need to have attacking in this relationship. So if I'm coming from that intention and they are too, okay, so this person has my best interest at heart. So what they just said that was hurtful, I bet they didn't mean to say it that way. So let me ask, hey partner, hey love, I know you have my best interest at heart. When you said this, I felt this, and I think this. I need to know what you mean. I need to know what you really mean if that's not what you meant. And then they share. That intention keeps you so into your heart and keeps you both in a clearly vulnerable place. Not vulnerable to be hurt by each other, vulnerable to be supported by each other. And that keeps you connected, that keeps you there. And it keeps you reminded, okay, so they said something hurtful, but I know they didn't mean it because they're investing their life. Now, what happens when we feel attacked, we're going to attack back by thinking we're protecting ourselves, and that's just what we've been taught. So the more we stop and remind each other, whoa, 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 we're not here, we're not trying to attack each other. So what are we trying to do instead? Well, actually, I was trying to let you know I really love you and I'm really worried about you, but I get that I'm coming across in a nagging manner or a condescending manner. Let me check that out, because that's then their stuff. So we can catch our stuff if we stop and help each other see where we're coming from if we don't mean to. And that's how you know a person doesn't mean to. If you know for a fact they have your best interest at heart because they're living their life for you, they're working their job for you, they're investing their money into you, they're putting all of their youth into you, then they love you and they care about you. They just might not know how to do it in the best way. So that's where this work is needed for you and them. right? Okay, so as you're doing that, right, that's 10 and 11, you're keeping your intentions clear and you're getting the support that you need. Now, 11 also means getting outside support. So that's why when I'm working with couples, I'm able to help them do something they can't. They're so in this, rah! They can't see it. And the minute they're trying to talk and practice the tools, rah! Because it's the way they know how to do it. And then we're like, wait, back up. Okay, so let's try it this way. Okay, okay, let's try it this way. Did you see that you didn't have to end up here? Whoa, yeah. And then they try it on their own. It's going to take some practice. It's going to take using these new tools over and over again. And so I laugh, and they get to laughing too, because then you get to see how silly it is that we are with each other. And it takes some of the stress out of it, because it's that stress, it's that fear that will tear that relationship apart. But when you can see it as like, oh, this is just my stuff and your stuff coming together, and we're just getting mess all over each other. This is my poop and your poop, and we're just like, right, going, okay, now we're just a big poopy mess. Let's clean this stuff up. I'll clean off my stuff and the stuff you got on me. You clean off your stuff and the stuff you got on you. Let's start from a new place. Let's start from a new canvas and look at the beautiful masterpiece we're going to create now. Yeah. All right. Number 12, you're reviewing those steps. You're reviewing the things that you talked about. You're reviewing that peace of mind. You're reviewing the care and the connection. You're reviewing, what are we going to do next? You're reviewing what worked, what didn't. How are we going to keep this moving? You're reviewing, I love you. I care about you. This is my intention. Look at what we were able to accomplish. Look at what's possible. Feel that hope, feel that love, feel that connection, feel that effective communication. Yeah, baby, high five, woo! All right. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you so much for being here. I love offering this work. Please do continue to come. Now, I have the group that I've mentioned to you. We're meeting Tuesdays. Now, that's a paid group, so you'll need to register with me. You can text message me, you can personal message me, you can call me, however you'd like to do it, and we can get you registered. There's also a landing page that I'm working on. I figure that'll make it easy as well. So just let me know that you're interested. I can get you into the group. You could do it individually, or you could do it with your spouse or your partner, or it could be with a child, or it could be your business partner. It could be a friend. It doesn't matter. You guys could do it together. The idea is that you're creating this space for your relationship. God bless you too, Tony. I love you guys. I appreciate you, whether you like it or not. Every Wednesday at 7 a.m., I'm on Clubhouse. You can look for us there. It's Mindset Reset. And that's with myself, Miriam, and Brenda. Each of us is coaches. We want to help you reset your week. The same thing I'm doing here Wednesday at 8:15 a.m. and these are Eastern time. I am helping you get to a space where you're resetting your mindset, but on a deeper level than we're talking about in Clubhouse. And I'm giving you tools and supports that you can practice. This is much like a session. So do not think that this is just a nice idea. This is stuff to help you practice and change your life. And when you come to work with me, you'll take these tools and you'll go even deeper. So you're practicing and you're putting it into action in your life. And you'll be able to see that there's others in the group and there's others here that they come and they comment and they share their stories. So you come on here and you share your story of how this work is helping you, so others can see what's possible. Don't be just the quiet one, not letting us know you're there. A lot of you text message me and you're like, oh, I love it. Comment it too. Because the more you comment on here, the more Facebook will actually share it. So you share it, get Facebook to share it. We need to get this information out to the world, guys. For you, it might be common sense because you've been working with me for a while. But for other people, they've never heard of it. And their lives, their relationships, their emotions, the way they feel about themselves, it may be feeling like it's all falling apart. And we don't even know they could be a day away from thinking they don't need to be here anymore, right? Or they could be a day away from giving up on their business or their relationship. And what if it's not necessary? So share, share, share. Don't hesitate to share. Get this information out there and consider yourself hugged. Bring it in. Take care of yourself out there. Keep choosing the best thing for you because you so deserve it. Keep creating that effective communication, bringing it in around you. You deserve it. All right. Ciao for now. You take care. Have a good rest of your week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.